Okay, everybody, welcome to the Fall River Housing Authority Board of Commissioners meeting. Martha, can you read the roll call, please?
Yes. Chairman Long is absent, Vice Chairman Underhill.
Here.
Commissioner Burns is absent, Commissioner Bentley,
Here.
Commissioner Maderas.
Here.
Thank you. Attorney Souza, can you read the open meeting law, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The language for the open meeting law is as follows. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible.
Thank you, sir. First item is citizen input. Don't see any citizens here, so we'll move on to resident input. Mr. Gagnon? And please excuse my voice, I'm fighting a cold.
It's no worse than mine today. I'm fighting allergies. Quick and simple. Mass Union is planning for the spring another lobby day versus a convention. As far as the Tenants Association here, we have a new set of offices at Bishop Eade. We ran an election. We had one for each position. David gleefully cashed one ballot and saved me from spending 3 hours. And we're back to giving out soup. It's back to producing mass quantities of soup. We've done 3 buildings so far in the last couple days. On that, it's been quiet.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed. Thanks, Ed. Okay, we'll move on to item number 2, which are the minutes of the postponed regular meeting held on October 17, 2024, and executive session minutes from March 11, 2024, the regular meeting April 8, 2024, the regular meeting and on July 8, 2024, and the recommended action is to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none. Motion carried. Item number 3, the bills and communication, the vouchers. Any recommendations?
Make a motion to accept the vouchers.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we move on to item number 4, which is the management reports. They include the applications, the occupancy reports, tenants' accounts receivable, the work order report, the monthly Section 8 voucher activity report, the monthly personnel count/report, the Director of Modernization monthly report, and the bank investment and bond debt balance reports. Is there any questions on these? If not, taking that, the recommended action is to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept the 8 management reports.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 5, the financial reports. Include the monthly financial statements from September of 2024. Recommended action is to approve.
Make a motion to approve the financial reports from September 2024.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item B, State Quarterly Modernization Report for period ending 9/30/2024. Recommended action to approve.
I will make a motion to approve the state quarterly modernization report, period ending 9/30/24.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number C, State Quarterly Operating Statements for period ending 9/30/2024. Recommended action to approve.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the state quarterly operating statements, period ending September 30, 2024.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, item number 6, we'll get an update from our executive director. Sparbella?
Thank you, Commissioner Underhill. Welcome, everyone. Good evening. A few things that I wanted to inform our audience and the board on. Human resources, we promoted 2 custodians to temporary maintenance mechanics. We promoted 1 mechanic to a maintenance leader, and we also hired 2 custodians. In addition to that, we also hired a property manager. Under resident services, Joey De Silva and Jeff Barabee, they will be giving out turkey dinners to residents in need. And Jeff will also, through a grant under his program, will be purchasing and giving out winter coats to residents at the state developments. Under management for this month, I am very pleased to announce that we concluded all of our federal REAC inspections under the new NSPIRE standards put out by HUD. And for 10 out of the 11 amps, we averaged an 89.1 score. One site, Father DeFerrio Village, we failed with a 23. That was inspected by a quality assurance inspector from HUD, which we all kind of concluded was an unrealistic scoring. There were a few things that went into that. Previous inspections over the last 30 years, they've always accepted our lead letters of compliance from when that site was rehabbed in the early 90s. For whatever reason, this gentleman did not. He also, if you're familiar with the baby gates that residents might put, dividing a kitchen from a living room so an infant or a small child can't go wander into another room, and also the plastic doorknobs so that they can't open and leave the unit. He listed those as blocked egresses. So needless to say, there were a lot of deficiencies that he noted that we didn't feel were fair and realistic as and a fair site assessment, so to speak. When you look at the average at all the other amps, and then you put that one in, clearly anomaly there. But it's scheduled to be re-inspected again. We don't have a date. So we're actually looking forward to it, because I can say with confidence that that site looked very good and was in good condition, and I believe we would have scored in the 80s if it was inspected by someone with a more realistic approach. So with that, I wanted to acknowledge Ed, Jason, and Todd in facilities, Deb and Tim in management, Gina and Justice in the warehouse getting materials. There's a lot of planning that goes prior, and then coordinating the staff to work at these sites to get the little extras done in preparation. So kudos to all of them for that. And with that, I would ask the board's permission, because we did so well at all of the amps, I would like to reward all staff at the Housing Authority with a half a day off in the near future as a reward to all their hard work and for these positive scores. So if you allow that, I would be doing that in the near future.
ask for a point of clarification?
Because not just for my edification, but the commissioners and those at home. So when we're using the amps, and we're saying the amps, but Executive Director, how many, from what I understand, we have 17 locations, right? I believe, or was it 18?
18.
So 18 locations, right? Now, sometimes it's a little easier to see, because as you can, these amps are occasionally clustered. So you'll have a couple sites that are clustered into one amp. That's why there's only 10 amps, but there's 18 locations. Amazing job. Kevin just highlighted all the folks involved. So 17 of the 18 locations, you average an 88, and you have this one strange outlier that we're all looking forward to get it. Just a remarkable job considering that this was the first year, again, of the different regulations, going from a REAC system, which I think the REAC section of HUD is still who oversees it, but a REAC, quote-unquote, regulatory system to assessment system to an Inspire assessment, which was the first time we went through this. And again, other than Sunset Hill and Father DeFario, I think all of the rest were clustered in like a 2-week period. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable how we were scheduled. And through the collective work of everybody, came out with flying colors. I mean, shocking. There was a time where we never passed at family developments, other than the initial, when we had the federalization of some of them, like when Pleasant View was first, to go from, state to federal. But there was a period of time where, I mean, I got back here in 2016, and the family development, Sunset, all of them, we didn't pass. It was so difficult, and they flew through with unbelievable grades. I mean, just amazing, amazing. And this system, by the way, commissioners, also has more internal, you're not told ahead of time, and they're in the units more. The old system was more of a cracked foundation. Is there a bush against a building or things of that nature? Depending on the size of whether it's development or high-rise, there's a percentage of units that they randomly select that morning, and you go in. So obviously, I mean, a tenant is not someone who's on, an employee. I mean, you don't always know what what you're going into, which obviously means on site, the work orders have to be up to snuff, and you have to do a lot of preventative. If you know that there's a particular gasket or something on a refrigerator that is getting nailed at housing authorities everywhere, because we all go to these trainings, you have to preemptively go in and try to just avoid, sometimes it's the catch bin in the sink, and it's just an amazing, amazing, amazing job by everybody, just unbelievable. I needed to put my 2 cents in, because I was blown away, blown away. Sorry to interject that.
Thank you,
Kevin.
Tim. So just to carry on, also, Tim, myself, and Colleen Hott, who runs our federal self-sufficiency program, the Fall River Housing Authority received an award for this program for the assistance that, we provide under the program to our residents, public housing residents, and Section 8 residents alike. So I wanted to acknowledge, we went up to the College of the Holy Cross in Worcester. There was a summit there were some workshops, and then there was lunch and an award ceremony. So the Fall River Housing Authority did receive an award. So I wanted to acknowledge and thank Colleen for all her hard work that she does in that program, and also Alicia Simpkins that assists her and helps her out in some of that stuff. I would also want to inform you that this Wednesday we'll be kicking off the first of 3 RAB meetings in preparation for the submittal of our annual plan. I think I mentioned this last month or the month prior, so we have a few meetings with the Resident Advisory Board, go over any changes, what we're doing in the future, what some of our goals and objectives are. So there's 3 meetings, and then it's our public hearing in January, and then the plan is due to HUD on January the 17th. And the last thing I have in your packet is the letters from Markham. They do our annual audit. I'm also happy and excited to announce that we submitted our federal audit to HUD, and a part of that are agreed-upon procedures to EOHLC. The agreed-upon procedures was due to the state November 29th. We submitted it last week. And the audit to HUD is due December 31st, the end of the year, and we submitted it last week. So the last 2 or 3 years, they've been submitted on time. If you recall, going back, I think 3 years ago, we were late by a day on one of the submittals. So vast improvement there. I want to acknowledge Nella Souza, our finance director. She does a great job with that and working with some of our consultants to get that completed and submitted. So that is all I have. That's what's going on in the Housing Authority for the month of November. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody
Thank
have
you.
anything? Don't find that.
And as you, if you
Congratulations.
had the opportunity, I might add, if you read through that insert, no findings from the state, no findings from the auditors when they were conducting it. I couldn't tell you when HUD gets around if they have any comments on it. But, so, again, the state was happy with it, our auditors were happy with the audit, so.
Thank you, Kevin. I think it was great. Congratulations to everybody that was involved. And as far as your request, I feel safe in saying from the three of us that you can go ahead with that half-day.
Okay.
And I think Chairman Long and Commissioner Burns would agree also, so.
I'll select a day to be sure that we have ample coverage
Okay.
and coordinate it, and then I'll inform you ahead of time.
And
what
make
day.
sure everybody that you mentioned and the whole housing authority gets a pat on the back and congratulations from us.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, next item is new business. Number 1 is modernization. Section A is a certificate of substantial completion for roof replacement, Phase 6, at buildings 8, 24, and 25 at Sunset Hill. Recommended action is to approve.
I'll make a motion for the approval of the certificate of substantial completion for roof replacement, Sunset Hill.
Second?
Okay, motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item B, change order number 2 for the elevator modernization cabs number 3 and 4 at Cardinal Madeiras Towers. The change order number 2 is an increase of $5,955 to the contract for the modification of the existing ATS-1 for the elevator transfer signals. And the recommended action is to approve.
I'd like to make a motion to approve change order number 2 for an increase of $5,955 to the contract for the modification of the existing ATS-1 for the elevator transfer signals.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And item C, permission to advertise for the design/build and bidding of the gas piping and HVAC modifications at Cardinal Madeiras Towers. The recommended action is to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve for permission to advertise for design, build, bid of the gas piping and HVAC modifications at Cardinal Madeiras Towers.
Second?
Okay, motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And if there's seeing no other transactions to come before or business to come before us at the meeting, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.